What if everything you thought you knew about aging was wrong? We've all heard the phrase, age is just a number. But here's the secret no one dares to tell you. Your later years aren't written in stone. They are sculpted every single day by the choices you make. Quiet choices. Ordinary choices. Habits so familiar that you barely notice them. Yet those very habits may be stealing your health, your happiness, even the relationships that once defined your sense of belonging. Society has handed us a script. Slow down. Retreat into comfort. Avoid risks. Expect decline. We're told this is natural, inevitable. But what if that script is a lie? What if the very rules meant to protect us are, in truth, accelerating the unraveling of our lives? Imagine this. Two people of the same age. One follows society's expectations. Rest more, risk less, shrink their world with each passing year. The other breaks those rules. They challenge their body, their mind, their connections. Decades later, the difference is staggering. One fades into dependency. The other thrives with energy, curiosity, and purpose. This isn't fantasy. It's science. Did you know avoiding intimacy, neglecting physical activity, or failing to challenge your brain has a greater impact on long-term health than diet alone? Studies reveal that isolation can be deadlier than smoking. That mindset can literally change your cells, aging you faster than time itself. Yet these truths remain hidden behind polite silence because talking about them feels uncomfortable. But silence is dangerous. Silence convinces us that decline is normal. It tells us the aches in our bones, the fog in our minds, the shrinking of our days are simply the toll of the years. And so we accept a slower walk, a smaller circle of friends, a dimmer light in our eyes. We tell ourselves, this is just old age. Here's the reality. It's not always aging that causes this slow erosion. It's the habits we adopt without even noticing. The way we stop moving, stop learning, stop reaching for one another. Our choices either protect our future or quietly betray it. Consider this. Loneliness, now recognized as one of the greatest threats to modern health, is more toxic than obesity. A fall caused by weak muscles can erase independence in an instant. And perhaps most shocking of all, believing you are too old to change can become a self-fulfilling prophecy, shutting doors that your mind and body are still capable of walking through. Yet within this unsettling truth lies extraordinary hope. Because if habits have the power to shorten life, they also have the power to extend it. If thoughts can corrode the body, they can also renew it. Every decision, no matter how small, is a vote for the kind of life you will live in your senior years. So the question is not, how old are you? The real question is, how are you living? Are you ready to step beyond the myths? To uncover the hidden habits that rob you of strength, connection, and joy? And to replace them with choices that can unlock a longer, richer, more vibrant life? This is not a conversation about growing old. This is a call to reimagine what it means to age at all. And it begins now. Among the most dangerous myths of aging is this: it's too late for me. It whispers in quiet moments, when you dream of learning something new, when you wish your body could be stronger, when you feel the ache of opportunities missed. It convinces you that change belongs to the young, that growth has an expiration date, and that your story is already written. But that is a lie. The human brain and body are astonishingly adaptable. Even in our 60s, 70s, 80s, the machinery of growth still hums within us. Scientists call it neuroplasticity, the ability of the brain to form new pathways, to rewire itself in response to challenge and effort. Muscles, too, respond to resistance at any age, rebuilding strength when asked to rise to the occasion. History offers proof. Michelangelo completed The Last Judgment in his 60s. Colonel Sanders built Kentucky Fried Chicken in his 60s. Nelson Mandela emerged from prison at 71 to lead a nation. Ordinary men and women around the world have taken up languages, instruments, or businesses in their later years and found themselves renewed, not diminished, by the pursuit. So why do so many surrender to the idea that change is impossible? Fear. Fear of failure. Fear of looking foolish. Fear of stepping outside the well-worn routines that feel safe, even if they are slowly stealing life away. But here's the truth. What's more frightening? Stumbling as you try something new, or spending the rest of your years shackled by the belief that you are incapable of more. Imagine standing at the edge of a forest. One path is well-trodden, familiar, predictable. The other is uncertain, twisting into places unseen. The first promises safety, but at the cost of discovery. The second demands courage, but it also promises wonder. This is the choice you face every time you whisper to yourself, "It's too late." And here is the miracle. You don't have to leap into greatness. Change is born from the smallest of seeds. 5 minutes of journaling each day, 10 minutes of walking, one new chord on the piano. These are sparks that, repeated over time, can ignite a blaze of transformation. Science tells us that engaging in new challenges doesn't just sharpen the mind, it slows cognitive decline, boosts mental health, and even protects against diseases of aging. The more we stretch, the more alive we remain. So ask yourself, is your age truly the barrier? Or is it the story you've been telling yourself? Because the truth is this: it is never too late to become more. The only chains that bind you are the ones you believe in. Break them, and the horizon opens again. When people imagine old age, they often see fragility, shaky hands, uncertain steps, bones as brittle as glass. We accept these images as destiny. But destiny is not written in bone. It is written in motion. Weakness, frailty, poor balance. These are not caused by age alone. They are the toll of inactivity. Muscles that are never used surrender. Joints that are never stretched stiffen. The body, built to move, decays when left idle. And when strength fades, balance falters. That's when the real danger begins. Falls are not small events. They are life-altering. A fractured hip can transform independence into dependence overnight. Hospital beds replace living rooms. Recovery drains confidence, which leads to less movement, which leads to more weakness. The cycle is vicious, and it all begins with the decision to sit rather than to stand, to rest rather than to rise. The numbers are sobering. 1 in 4 adults over the age of 65 will fall this year. Many will never fully recover. But here's the astonishing truth. This fate is not inevitable. Research shows that even in later years, muscles can be rebuilt, bones strengthened, balance restored. Imagine this: an 80-year-old lifting light weights, rebuilding the same muscle fibers that once carried them through youth. Picture a grandmother practicing Tai Chi at dawn, her movements fluid, her body regaining the stability of someone half her age. These are not miracles. They are the natural reward of consistency. You do not need a gym full of machines. The tools are simple: your own body, a resistance band, the chair in your kitchen. Chair squats, gentle leg lifts, standing on one foot while brushing your teeth. Small, ordinary actions that send extraordinary messages to your body. I still need you. Stay strong. Even ancient practices carry modern power. Tai Chi, once designed as a martial art, has been proven to reduce falls in older adults. Yoga strengthens not only the body, but the nervous system, teaching balance through stillness and breath. Imagine your future self, decades from now. Do you see someone walking with independence, shoulders steady, stride confident, or someone leaning on others for support, afraid of each step? That vision is not carved in stone. It is carved by every choice you make today. Strength and balance are not luxuries of youth. They are lifelines at every age. To neglect them is to hand away your freedom before life demands it. To protect them is to claim your independence, to stand tall against time itself. So ask yourself, are you moving enough to keep your strength alive? Because if not, the best day to begin is not tomorrow. It is today. As the years pass, something subtle happens. Our social circles begin to shrink. Friends move away. Loved ones are lost. Invitations feel heavier than before, and little by little, the once bustling web of connection narrows into silence. At first, it feels harmless. I just need more rest. I'm too tired for company. I'll call them another time. But the danger is not in a single declined invitation. It's in the habit of withdrawal. Because loneliness is not just sadness. It is a predator. Science has measured its toll with chilling clarity. Chronic loneliness raises the risk of dementia, depression, high blood pressure, weakened immunity, and heart disease. Some studies suggest its impact rivals the damage of smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Imagine that. Every day spent in isolation is like lighting a slow-burning fuse against your own health. Yet society rarely speaks of it. We celebrate independence, but forget that humans were never meant to live alone in the wilderness of silence. Connection is not a luxury. It is survival. Our hearts beat stronger. Our minds stay sharper. Our years grow longer when woven into the fabric of others' lives. Picture two elders. One, retreating further each season, sitting in the glow of a television, each day a mirror of the last. The other, perhaps no less tired, chooses instead to join a book club, attend a community gathering, call an old friend. Their days ripple with laughter, shared meals, conversations that stretch into the night. One life grows smaller, the other grows deeper. The difference is not fate, it is choice. And connection doesn't have to mean a crowded social calendar. It begins with the smallest acts, sending a message that simply says, thinking of you, picking up the phone, smiling at a stranger in the coffee shop, knocking on a neighbor's door. Each gesture is a thread, weaving you back into the fabric of life. Technology, too, can be an ally. A video call can carry warmth across oceans. A shared photograph can spark joy across generations. For those who cannot always meet in person, the digital world can become a lifeline to human touch, even through a screen. But the most profound truth is this: social connection is not merely about enjoyment. It is about survival. Relationships are not a pastime. They are a prescription. They lengthen lifespan, reduce disease, and anchor us against the storms of aging. So ask yourself, are you letting your circle shrink? Or are you daring to expand it, even now? Because every connection you make, every friendship you nurture, is not just adding joy to your days, it may be adding years to your life. Your thoughts are not shadows. They are architects. They build or they destroy. And when it comes to aging, your mindset may be the most powerful force of all. Consider this. Studies have found that people who hold positive beliefs about aging live, on average, 7.5 years longer than those who carry negative ones. That's not optimism, it's biology. Because what you believe about aging doesn't just shape your mood, it reshapes your body. Think of stress. Every time you say, "It's all downhill from here," your body listens. Cortisol floods your bloodstream, weakening immunity, straining your heart, accelerating decline. But when you tell yourself, "I still have chapters left to write," your body listens too. It releases healing hormones, lowers blood pressure, strengthens resilience. Your cells respond to the story you tell about yourself. History has always known this truth. In ancient Greece, philosophers spoke of the power of belief shaping reality. In Eastern traditions, the mind and body were never seen as separate. Modern science is only now catching up, revealing through brain scans and blood tests what sages once intuited, that the way we think about aging determines how we live it. Imagine two people turning 70. One sees it as the beginning of decline. Too late, too fragile, too old. The other sees it as liberation, freedom to learn, to create, to pass on wisdom. Place them side by side a decade later, and the difference is staggering. One is diminished, weary, resigned. The other is alive with energy, curiosity, and purpose. The difference? Not circumstance, not even genetics. It is mindset. And the beauty is this: mindset is not fixed. It can be trained, reshaped, rewritten at any age. Start small. Replace "I'm too old for that" with "My body will thank me for trying." Replace "There's no point in learning now" with "Every new skill keeps my mind sharp." Instead of seeing each wrinkle as loss, see it as a record of survival, a testament that you are still here, still becoming. Aging is not a curse. It is a privilege denied to many. Each year is not a step down, but a step deeper into wisdom. And when you begin to see it that way, your body, your mind, your very spirit responds in kind. So the question is this: what story are you telling yourself about aging? Because that story is not just words. It is your future. Comfort is seductive. The familiar chair, the routine morning, the well-worn path of habits that never demand too much, never push too far. But comfort, when left unchallenged, becomes a silent thief. It steals sharpness from the mind, strength from the spirit, and joy from the years ahead. The brain is like a muscle. Leave it idle, and it weakens. Neglect it, and pathways fade, connections wither. This process has a name: cognitive decline. Memory stumbles, focus slips, curiosity dims. But just as a neglected muscle can be rebuilt, so too can the brain. The key is challenge. Neuroscience has revealed an extraordinary truth: the brain never stops changing. Neuroplasticity means that every puzzle solved, every problem faced, every skill learned carves new pathways, strengthens old ones, and keeps the mind alive. Think of it like a city. Streets grow busy with traffic when used often, but when abandoned, they crumble into dust. Your brain's streets are no different. History is filled with examples of those who embraced challenge late in life. Benjamin Franklin learned to play the glass harmonica in his 70s. Anna Mary Robertson Moses, known as Grandma Moses, didn't start painting until her late 70s, yet became one of America's most celebrated folk artists. These weren't exceptions. They were proof of what's possible when curiosity refuses to die. And challenge doesn't have to be monumental. Read books that force you to think beyond the familiar. Learn a new instrument, paint a canvas, study a new language, travel to places that stir awe. Even strategy games, crosswords, and deep conversations ignite the mind. Each act of effort is resistance training for your brain. Of course, challenge comes with discomfort. At first, it feels frustrating, awkward, even humiliating. But here lies the paradox. Struggle is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of growth. The very frustration you feel when trying something new is your brain wiring itself stronger. So imagine two paths again. One leads deeper into routine, where each day mirrors the last until life itself feels stagnant. The other leads into uncertainty. Harder, yes, but alive with discovery. Which path will you choose? Because here is the truth. Aging does not begin with the body. It begins when you stop challenging your mind. And the surest way to stay alive, truly alive, is to never stop learning. There is one need we often overlook, one so simple it seems almost invisible: human touch. A handshake, a hug, the warmth of holding someone's hand. These are not gestures of sentiment alone. They are medicine. Touch releases oxytocin, the hormone of connection, lowering stress, easing anxiety, even reducing physical pain. Studies reveal that something as ordinary as holding hands can lower cortisol, the stress hormone that erodes heart health. Yet as people grow older, touch often fades. Loved ones pass away, children live far, social interactions become fewer. And in that absence, something vital is lost. Not just comfort, but health itself. The solution is within reach. Hug your friends. Sit close to family. Stroke the fur of a loyal pet. Even these small acts are lifelines, reminding both body and soul, you are not alone. And then there is food, the fuel of our lives. Too many dismiss its power in later years. I've eaten this way my whole life. Why change now? But the body is not fixed. It renews itself constantly. Cells rebuild, tissues repair. And what you eat today becomes the raw material for who you are tomorrow. Poor nutrition brings inflammation, sluggishness, pain, and fog. Processed foods, sugar, and excess fats drain life from the body like rust on iron. But whole foods, vegetables, fruits, lean proteins, healthy fats restore energy, clarity, vitality. It is never too late. A single meal can shift the chemistry of your body toward healing. A single day of better choices can set in motion years of stronger living. Hydration, too, is no trivial thing. Water sharpens thought, powers movement, sustains every cell. Think of it as the oil in a machine. Without it, even the finest design grinds to a halt. So here we stand, at the threshold of a new story about aging. It is not about surrender. It is not about decline. It is about choices. 7 simple but profound habits that can either chain you to a slow fading or free you to thrive in your later years. Believe you can change. Protect your strength and balance. Keep your circle alive. Guard your mindset. Embrace challenges. Seek touch. Nourish your body. Each choice is a declaration. I am still becoming. Because aging is not the closing of a book, it is the writing of new chapters, and the pen is still in your hand. So ask yourself now, which habit will you stop today? What small change will you choose to reclaim your strength, your joy, your freedom? The story of aging does not have to be one of decline. It can be one of renewal, wisdom, and triumph. And it begins the moment you decide.